Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if you're new. My name is Asada, and today I want to just sit down and chit chat about my goals for 2026. I feel like it's kind of cliche to do like a New Year's resolution goal type, changing your life video, but I also feel like I never did a get to know me or actually went into details kind of about myself when I started my channel. I've been posting for a little over a year, and I just dove right in. My first video was an unboxing, and my channel is all over the place, which I didn't intend for my channel to be a whole bunch of different things, but at the end of the day, that's me. That's just who I am. I like too many things, and I just did not want to niche myself down. So today I am back in front of the camera, and like I said, I just want to talk about things I want to do this year. But anyway, I got my little notebook with the things I want to talk about because I lose my train of thought easily. So I just wrote simple notes for me to help remember what I want to talk about, but it's gonna all be coming off the top of my head. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Hopefully maybe 30 minutes. And also, before I forget, another reason I'm making this video is to hold future me accountable. Well, I guess present me, but me a year from now, I want to be watching this video and I want to have attained at least half of these goals. So I guess let's get started. So first off, I want to talk about the 3 things that I did this year, or we did this year, that I am most proud of. First, and if you have watched my past videos, you would know this. We purchased our first house. We moved in, well, we closed January 8th, and we moved in that same day. And that was a surreal experience. It was years in the making. It took dedication, consistency. It was hard, and it's still surreal knowing that we made it happen. We had me and the girls had the first Christmas here because Danny's at work, but it's just this is our home. And it's nice not having to depend on a landlord or anything. I mean, yeah, we have to depend on ourselves, but at the same time, you feel even more accomplished when it's yours. You're not just, renting is for some people, but for us it wasn't. We wanted a house because we wanted to leave it to our kids, and we wanted something where we could change and grow with. So that's probably that is my number 1 thing that we did this year. Number 2, I went on my first Disney cruise for my 28th birthday, and the way that we happened to go on the cruise, it was very last minute. I'm the type of person, if you dare me to book it, I'm booking it. And we were just sitting here. It was in February. We were sitting here, and we didn't have a Disney trip planned this year, which is quite odd because we always have a trip planned every year, not to Disney, but it could be anywhere. We had no trips in the book for this year. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, I want to do something for my birthday. I never go on a trip for my birthday. We always go for the girls' birthdays, but my birthday, I've never been on a trip on my actual birthday. So the dates, Danny's off days lined up, and I was like, let me see, let me just look. And I looked, the price was right, and I told Danny, I was like, we should do it. And he was like, if you want to. And I booked it. And like I said, we booked it in February, and we went on a cruise in May. It was very, very last minute in terms of a cruise, to me at least. And there was a lot of planning that had to happen, but it was so fun. I did post some vlogs from it. I broke them up into each day. Very, very fun. And we already have our next one booked. We were gonna go, I guess this year, 2026, but we ended up pushing it out to my birthday, 2027. Because I wanted to do something else this year. I didn't want to just do, a cruise every year. But I will if a good deal pops up this year. But that's talk for another time. And big thing number 3, Logan started kindergarten. She didn't go to pre-K, and she has been out of daycare for 3 years now. So her going to school was definitely an adjustment. She loves it. I love her having somewhere to go every day and meet new friends and learn and have structure, because it was getting to that point where, you know, being home and just going out and doing stuff wasn't enough for her. She did want to go to school, and I'm very happy she loves it. I love being, I love, you know, going to things at the school now. That's been fun. We've really only been able to go to one thing so far. They don't really have a lot of things for the parents to go to, especially like they had one field trip. I didn't go on it because, you know, I had Parker, and I just didn't want to like intrude with another kid. But yeah, it's been an adjustment, but it's been a good adjustment, and I obviously can't wait for Parker to go now too, so I have to ask myself when they're both at school. Now, things from this year that, well, just one thing from this year that I'm disappointed in myself with. If you look at my long form and kind of my short form content too on my channel, I fell off. Like, I think my last video was in July. I was posting consistently up until then, and then that was my best performing video, and I was like pumped up, so pumped up. But then we had something happen, and I just like fell into a state of, you know, I wanted to give up on my channel. And I did, and you can see where that gap is, and I've started back posting, and I'm at that point where I'm ready to dive back into it like I was at the beginning of the year. But I kind of like withdrew from everything when that happened, and I feel bad for doing it, because I really do enjoy making videos, even if nobody watches them, because I do have a couple of videos on my channel that have like no views, and some are like less than 10, and I'm pretty sure I'm like all 10 of those views. So like, yeah, I just love making videos because it's pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it's always something I said that I was gonna do. And I know there's at least one person out there that's watching my videos, and they're seeing themselves in me, and they're taking inspiration. They're like, I can do it too. If she can do it, I can do it. You know, because I'm a shy person, but I feel like this has really pushed me out there. And like I'm so shy, I don't even advertise my videos. Like I don't share them with friends, I don't share them with family, I don't post them online, I don't promote or anything. I just video, edit, and post, and let it go. If it's meant to be seen, it's meant to be seen. If you're watching it, thank you so much. Now let's talk about my goals for 2026, and I have them broken up into 8 categories just so I can like keep up with them. Content creation, small business, finances, home, travel and experiences, fitness, things to bring me joy, and then my dream goals. So starting off with content creation, like I said, I'm diving back in it. I'm motivated. I've already like laid out my plan for the next 3 months. My goal is to hit 1,000 subs on YouTube before the end of the year, or at least by the end of the year. I did say I started posting a little over a year ago, and I am currently at over 200 subs. And like I said, I don't advertise, so those are all just YouTube putting my videos out there and people liking them. So I'm not even gonna say I'm confident that I can do it. I'm just gonna let the universe do what it does. I would like to have 1 paid brand deal this year. I have done some reviews in exchange for free product, but I want to get paid. I'm ready to get paid. I've been doing free reviews all year, and I've gotten some great stuff. Like I've gotten some let me get them. So I actually got sent these Clear Arc Gaming Bluetooth headphones. by the company, and as you can see, let me get it to focus. Well, you can kind of see. Miss Parker chewed these like the day after I got them, but they're still working. I use these things just about every day. They're really nice, and if you look them up, they are very nice. But I am an Amazon influencer, which is kind of different from an Amazon affiliate. I post videos on Amazon for people to watch and to know if they want to buy the product. So that's what I've been doing to get like that stuff. I've gotten so many freaking razors, phone cases, not this case, my screen protectors. I've gotten screen protectors, board game, a bunch of stuff. But it's all, they're sending it to me to do a review. I want to do a paid collab for my YouTube. And also on the type of content creation, I didn't write down, but like my Instagram, ooh. I need to post on Instagram. I need some followers over there. I mean, I don't need followers. Cause I want to post pictures and more stuff on there. I want to move my shorts over there too. So I need to be consistent on Instagram, but I've never really used Instagram. Even like in high school, I wasn't on social media. This is really, besides TikTok, but I started TikTok so late. I started TikTok same time around as my YouTube channel. But like growing up, social media was not my jam. I had only gotten a Facebook when I was a junior in college, and that was 2018. So yeah. Small business. So I've said it before on my channel. If you've seen some of my stuff, like I keep repeating that, but like I said, I have a lot of different things that I like and I talk about on my channel. But I do sew. I love sewing kids clothes for my kids. I sew their Halloween costumes every year, Easter dresses. I did 4th of July outfits this year, and just random other clothes. I want to start an Etsy shop this year, and of course I'm gonna do like tote bags and like makeup bags, but I really want to do like custom little kid clothes, because that's really what I enjoy doing. I love making for my kids, and I want to, you know, spread that joy. And I also would like to do at least one market this year. Probably not, I kind of wanted to do one for the spring, but I think Logan's gonna do soccer, so I don't want to commit to something, because we will most likely be putting her in soccer again for the spring. So I don't want to, I know my Saturdays will be tied up, so I don't want to do that. So probably summer, which will be freaking devastating down here in the South. I really don't want to stand outside in the summer for 8-10 hours selling bags. So I'm pushing it, and that sounds like I'm procrastinating. I want to say a winter market. Probably a late summer is freaking hot still too. I don't know. We'll see. Summer at the earliest, and winter at the latest. That's my goals for that. And then leaning on into finances, building off of that. I was gonna say I wanted to make like X amount from doing that, but I want, my big financial goal, I want to max out my Roth IRA this year. And I think that it's $7,500, which is a lot of money for somebody that don't got a job. So I'm setting myself up with a very big goal for that one, because I don't know where I'm getting $7,500 from. I want to focus on saving. Like, besides the Roth, I want to build our travel fund back up and our emergency fund, because we were put in a pickle in the middle of this year. We ended up having to go in our emergency fund a couple of times. We haven't had any huge household expenses, but Danny ran over the water line with a lawnmower, and that was like a $400 fix right there. And I'm still upset about that, because it's like, open your eyes. Can't you see? And every time I look at it, I'm like, that's a $400 fix right there for a little bit of piece like this size. And I'm just, I want to focus more on, I can't even say impulse buying, because I'm a thrift store shopper and I only buy things that like give me a spark on the inside. Like I'll pick stuff up and I go, oh, I like this, but I don't want to pay that. Like it could be $10 and I'm like, I don't want to. And I have a hard time buying clothes for myself. Like I'm 5'9", I wear a 35-inch inseam, and I have very, very thick thighs. So I know I need like stretch long jeans or like curvy longs. And every time I look at the price to buy a nice pair of jeans that can actually fit me, I'm like, God, this is too much. And I'm back in my sweats. I'm back in my sweats because my shorts, because that I don't know, $100 for some jeans. And I know they'll be good quality, but I'm still like, that's a lot of money to drop on some jeans. I'm the type of person that would put, of course I put my kids before me any other day. I could take that 100 and go to Once Upon a Child and buy them a whole, well, at least one of them, a week's worth of nice clothes from there. So like that's my mindset when it comes to that. But even like before I had kids, I was thrifting my own clothes. I still would prefer to thrift my own clothes. But like I said, it's really just the jeans that's got me now. And but here I am going off topic. But back to like, I wanna go back for a second to my idea about the Etsy shop. What are your guys' ideas on that? What would you like to see on an Etsy shop that you haven't seen, or like at a market? What would make you stop and go, I want to buy that? And another note about that, what is a price you would like to see that would actually have you pay it? Because I go to markets and like all of that stuff and I'm like, I really like this, but I wish the price is a little cheaper. And I don't know if it's because I live in Mississippi where it's a cheaper cost of living, or if it's me going, oh, well, I can make that myself. But at the same time, I also know, oh, that person took time out of their day to do that. So they should get paid what they're worth. But at the same time, and I'm like, at the same time, it's like, in your area, you have to have a limit on how high you can go, or at least your clientele. Because like the markets we go to in the towns that they're in, you can't be charging $100 for a tote bag. Nobody's paying that there. Not in Potunk, Mississippi. So I'm very interested to knowing what you guys think about that. So like, yeah, finances, max out my IRA, Roth IRA, and focus on saving and like not impulse buying, but I don't do that anyway. Well, let me take that back. The cruise was an impulse buy. And I'll leave it at that. Home and lifestyle. So like I said, we bought our home this year, and the goal was to work on like one room a year because there are things that we want to change. You can see right now, I'm in our living room. Our walls are pink. That is not wallpaper, that is not paint. That is the actual wall. There is a printed pattern on them that is like, you can feel the texture. They're pink panels. And it's cute. Is it for me? No. Does it work now? Yes, because that is going to be very, very expensive to switch out the house. Like the whole house is covered in this stuff. The bathrooms are tile. And I love our bathrooms, but the tiles do need to be redone. They're cracked and everything. But in the bedrooms, living room, dining room, all of it is paneling like this, but like different iterations. Like the hallway is like a tannish. The girls' room is a pink with flowers. Our bedroom is a blue. And like we had a room with a hot tub in it that we've taken out now, and it's just an empty room now. It has like, it's like brown paneling with deers on it. So like, it's an adjustment, and I think that's why we got the house at the price we did. The layout of this house is insane. the features are very, very custom to the previous owner. And so I'm pretty sure that's why we got such an insane deal on it. But the room that we worked on this year is the sunroom, and it's still no furniture in there. It's still not complete. We started that project in February or March, and I have been vlogging it. It has been a year in the making. We really just kicked it into high gear like a month ago, and we laid new flooring. We put up drywall, new lights, ceiling, all that stuff. And I have some clips showing. I really wish we could afford to do new windows and a door in there right now. Only thing left is trim, and then the most expensive part is going to be furniture, which furniture will definitely have to wait. I would rather do patio furniture for our back area than furnish the sunroom right now, because I love being outdoors in the summertime, and we have like no outdoor furniture right now. We just have 2 folding chairs, and it gets rough, you know, no furniture, and it's 4 of us in the house. So that's a goal, finishing the sunroom and at least furnishing one area. I also would like to grow a garden. I feel like I try to grow something every year, even if it's just one thing in a pot, and I have not been successful at that at all. I am growing a pineapple this year, and it's been growing for about 6 months now, and it's still alive, which I am very, very surprised about. I wish I would have planted it in a pot with potting soil. I just put it in a pot that already had stuff growing in it, and now it's like grass growing in the pot too. So that was kind of a mistake on my part. That was me being cheap and using what was already outside, and I was just ready to, I thought it was gonna die, so I was like, oh, it's whatever. I mean, maybe it's helping it, you know, but that's gonna be an experience. We'll see in a year and a half if it actually grows anything. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, I tried. I would like to grow an actual garden though. It's between that or chickens, and I don't think we're at the point that we want it to be to get chickens, because we have a barn, but it's not up to my standards for how I want my chickens to live. So that's gonna be something that we'll probably work on a chicken coop this summer. We do have a problem with bamboo in the backyard, and I've shown that before. I think when I posted a day in the life video. There is bamboo all in our backyard, like outside the fence line, and that stuff devours the backyard. Like, we didn't notice it when we were buying the house, I guess because it was this time of year, beginning of December, when we looked at the house, so it wasn't growing. But when the spring started, that stuff, pew 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 pew, it was coming up as fast as we were cutting it back down. So that's an expensive fix. We have to dig a trench and put stuff down, barriers to stop it from coming in the yard. So that's something that I would prefer to do before getting chickens too. I would prefer to do that before we start an actual garden, because there will be nothing worse than actually growing stuff and then bamboo just shoot right up through it. So that's something that we need to invest some time and money in. Moving on, travel and experiences. This is something that I'm kind of excited about. I haven't planned it yet, but I want to do a mommy and daughter's trip with my girls. I want to go to Disney World. I mean, I could go other places, but to me, Disney World, we've been we've been enough times to know the ins and outs. I feel comfortable taking them there alone. That's like one of the only places I feel comfortable taking them alone. Normally we drive, well, Danny drives and I just sit there. But I have taken them into the parks by myself. I've not driven them by myself. That's 8.5 hours away. So we would fly, of course, because you know that takes a weight off of my shoulders. But I would love to do a mommy-daughter trip with them. I think it would be a new experience for us. But if there are any other places that any other moms would take their kids. My girls are 6 and 2. Well, they'll be 6 and 2 when we take the trip, because I want to go spring break. If you have any recommendations for any places besides Disney World, I'm not gonna do Disneyland. I know I could do a cruise, but I really don't want to do a Disney cruise until Parker turns 3, just so she can go to the kids club with Logan. So we're kind of holding off on that. That's another reason why we pushed our cruise back a year, so she would be, you know, a little older. I could do an all-inclusive, but I'm also like, is it fair if I take the girls, you know, somewhere like that without Danny when he's the one that's working to pay for it? But Disney is like, you know, you've been once, you can go again. But he's fine with us going there. Plus, you know, we do the dining plan too, so it's kind of all-inclusive when you think about it that way. I do want to travel somewhere new. Let me show you guys. We have one of those 50 states maps. I have to get closer so you can see. I don't have all the states I've been to filled in. It's kind of more like a family map, like all the places we've been to as a family. I still have to put our Alabama picture from this year when we went for Parker's birthday to Gulf Shores. I kind of want to go to, I want to go to Texas. I've been to Texas, I've been to Dallas when I was in college. We kind of want to go for the second half of spring break, because it's kind of like 2 weeks here, since Danny will be coming home from Texas, and we'll kind of like meet him in Dallas. I kind of want to do that. I want to go to Atlanta with the girls. They have never been before. I mean, I've been to Six Flags there. I've been to the aquarium. That's stuff I want them to experience too. I really want to go to Savannah, Georgia too. Like, I just, there's so many places I want to go that I haven't been, or the girls haven't been. I just don't want to go somewhere new. I would prefer to use my passport again, because, like, you know, when you spend that much money on something, you need to use it. I really want to go to Niagara Falls, and like Danny's family is from Michigan, and we haven't been up to Michigan. We haven't been to Michigan in a while. So next time we go, we might just make that trek across the border to Niagara. So that might be something new, maybe this summer. I got my stuff mixed up with fitness. Ugh. So my big fitness goal, I want to run a marathon. I always say, well, I didn't always say, last year I decided I want to run at least one marathon before I turn 30. I'll be turning 29 this year, so I'll be turning 30 2027. So this is kind of like my it year to run a marathon, or to get trained to run a marathon at the beginning of 2027. So I'm future me, did you do it? My other thing I want to do, I want to lose some weight. I'm gonna say some weight. I did write down 30 pounds, but now I'm thinking that's a lot of weight. And like, I'm 5'9", I weigh 180 pounds, which I feel like I don't look bad, but I would prefer to be my pre-baby weight is also my after having Logan weight. I was 145, well, I was 135 pounds before I had Logan, because it was like right after I had chemo. And before chemo, I was 145 pounds all through high school and up till I was a junior in college, and then I got cancer and I went down to 135 pounds. And then I got pregnant with Logan 6 months after I finished treatment. Had Logan, immediately went back down to 145. Then a couple years later, got pregnant with Parker. I weighed 190 when I gave birth, and I have been stuck at 180 for going on 3 years, well, almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in April. And I just feel that extra weight on me. So I could lose 10 pounds and feel better, because I was on that fitness journey beginning of 2026, and I did lose 10 pounds and I felt great. Like, I had so much energy that I haven't had before, and I want to get back to feeling like that. So instead of saying lose X amount of pounds, I'm gonna say get to a weight where I feel good about myself, and I feel energized, and I feel refreshed, and I just feel my life come back to me, fitness wise, like health wise. I want my weight to reflect that in the way I'm feeling. You know, if that's just toning up my body, that's what it's gonna be. Things that bring me joy and things that are fun. I want to work on my Spanish, and I took 2 years in high school and 4 semesters in college, and I could not have a conversation in Spanish at all. I can understand a couple of things, like if I'm watching TV and they, you know, a random character speaks like 2 lines of Spanish, I can understand that. I can read a couple of things. I used to work retail, and I have basic conversational Spanish, but I really want to work on my Spanish skills, because I kind of think it's important to be bilingual. It awakens your brain and it gets you thinking. So that's my thinking about that. I would say a different language, but since I already have the basics in Spanish, I just want to hone in on those skills. I want to elevate my sewing skills. Like I've never sewn anything for myself besides hats. Yeah, besides hats. And then I did sew a Christmas tree skirt, but that's more like a household item. I want to sew an actual wearable garment for myself. Maybe like a jacket or a pair of pants, some shorts, or a dress. But anything wearable below the neck, I want to make for myself. I want to learn how to crochet. I saw somebody on TikTok make like one of the little dolls, and I thought, I gotta learn how to do that. And I would probably, if I do that, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to focus. I'm not gonna do crochet until I get my small business off the ground. Like, I need to focus on one hobby when it comes to something like that. So crochet will be my reward to myself for starting my Etsy. Okay. I want to read 26 books this year. I only read 4 books this year, and 3 of those were audiobooks. Let me pull up my Goodreads so I can tell you guys what I did read this year. I read The Housemaid. That was the last book I read, and I just finished that like 2 weeks ago because I wanted to read it before I saw the movie. No, I haven't seen the movie. What am I talking about? I'm tripping. I saw Avatar the other day. Good movie. I love it. I love Avatar. The Housemaid. The Housemaid was a good book. It was a good thriller. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. By Frida McFadden, of course. I read The Tenant by Frida McFadden. I gave that 4 stars. That one, the plot twist. The plot twist. Why did I give it 4 stars? I don't even write reviews, so I need to start writing reviews on these stuff so I can remember why I gave it that review. I think it was because the plot twist was kind of guessable. I remember what the plot twist was. I don't want to say it, but The Crash, I gave The Crash 3 out of 5 stars, and I liked that one. Why did I do that? I must have been, I don't know what I was thinking. I like The Crash. I like The Crash more than I like The Tenant. Didn't I? And Never Lie. I gave Never Lie 4 stars, but I gave The Crash 3? Oh my gosh. All of those are by Frida McFadden. Frida McFadden was the only person I read this year. So if that doesn't tell you what kind of books I like. But let me show you again. This brown box is full of my books, and 98% of them I have not read. I am waiting to get a bookshelf actually put in this corner. I say waiting to put, I don't even have a bookshelf yet. I want to buy a bookshelf to put in this corner so I can put my books in it so I can actually look at them and see what I want to read. So like I said, I want to read 26 books this year. That's only, I'm not doing math. That's a couple of books a month. I know I can do it. I need to put the TV remote down and quit watching TV, quit watching TikToks, and focus on reading books. Okay, my dreams and big goals. These are things that I'm not gonna say are unobtainable, because you know people do these things. But to me, these are things that if I accomplish them this year, I would be super, super proud of myself. Like, I feel like I'd win the lottery the next day if I could do these things like this year, you know. An updated wardrobe, which that's probably the easiest thing on this list. As you can see, like I got on the M&M shirt right now. My wardrobe is nothing but really just graphic tees, and probably 90% of them are Disney related. A couple of pairs of jeans, shorts, and maybe like 2 businessy dresses. Crocs, I have 2 pairs of Crocs, pair of boots, and sneakers. That's my wardrobe now. It's very laid backish. My sleeping clothes are my going out clothes. That's basically how I can describe my wardrobe. I would like to switch it up. I would like more matching pajama sets. I am really getting into those now. I think I'm up to like 4, and you know, they make me feel put together and fancy. When I wake up in the morning, I just feel ready for my day. But I want more grown-up clothes, because when I get dressed now, I feel, especially like when I'm going to school, like parent-teacher conference and stuff at the school, or like just taking Parker to the park or the library, I'm feeling kind of childish now. I think I'm at that age where I want my wardrobe to reflect, hey, I'm about to be 30. I'm a mom. And if that's more, I want more, like I don't even have like a nice white t-shirt that I could pair with jeans. They're all graphic tees. You know, I don't need Mickey Mouse everywhere I go. I want to feel more sophisticated. I feel like that's where I'm going. Like I'm putting on more jewelry now. Like I've always had jewelry, but I've always been like, I don't need that. I don't need no earrings. No. I'm at that point where I'm leaning more into that stuff. Next up, a designer handbag. I would love to be able to buy a designer handbag. Let me show you guys. This is my everyday bag right now. I got this almost 2 years ago on a Disney trip at the Coach store in Disney Springs, and I love this bag. I don't think I went a day without using it since I got it, but I want something a little more elevated. I want a piece. I want a piece that people are gonna look at and be like, "Ooh, who is that girl right there?" I want something nice. I want a designer bag. I want luxury. I want something luxury in my closet by the end of next year, if I can. I don't know what kind of bag, because I have no experience in like luxury things, but I know that I want something luxury. And one of my kids must be up because I just heard the TV come on. A new car. I don't want a new car. I'm not gonna say that, because I feel like when you talk about your car hears you and it stops working. I love my car. And my car actually is pretty close to being paid off, and I would love for it to stay no car note for as long as I can. This is my first car that I purchased myself. I have a 2019 Hyundai Elantra. I love it. it's base model. I don't really have any like features. Like, I'm trying to think. I don't even think my passenger seat has like power seats. I think it's like manual. Like very base model car, but it gets me point A to B, and you know that's all you need in the car anyway. But Danny has a Tucson, which he uses to get back and forth to work. So that's like a, you know, a work vehicle. I mean, we take it on trips, but we've started renting cars lately because we need something bigger. I want a family SUV, something that has more space. And you know, when I go shopping, you know, I want new chairs and nightstands and stuff. You know, I can't fit that in my Elantra, so I don't want a truck. I don't want a truck. I want a not a Tahoe, not a Yukon, not a Highlander. Maybe something like a 4Runner size. Or we drove a Jeep Grand Cherokee on one of our Disney trips, and I fell in love with that thing. If I could have got it, we actually, when we got back from that trip, we went to the Jeep dealership. But when they told us $900 a month, no. I commend people that can pay that much for a car, but my car note now is $250. And like I said, it will be paid off in less than a year. So a $900 car note, and I barely drive, was too much. Way too much. That's more than we paid for rent at our last place. So yeah. So a family car, that's something I would get if I didn't have a note on it. And like I said, you know, these are big dreams. Big dreams. Cause I never want another car note if I can help it. Another one, a 12-month emergency fund, and this goes back to me like maxing out my Roth. You know, I don't have an income, so a 12-month emergency fund for me basically is funded now, because zero means zero. But like I said, I don't know where that money's coming from. Big dreams, big dreams. And a skiing trip. I've always wanted to be somewhere on a trip for New Year's, and I've been wanting to go skiing for so long. I know that when I actually go skiing, I'm gonna be like, why did I waste money coming out here to do this? This is because I've been ice skating before, and I thought I was gonna be a pro. And you know, when you actually get out there, it's like, oh my gosh, this is not, well, for me, it was not enjoyable. I haven't been since. I've only been once. Skiing, I look at people skiing and snowboarding, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so fun. And then I see videos of people falling and their experiences, and I'm like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna be cold, I'm gonna go back to the room, and I'm gonna be sore, and I'm gonna say I'm not doing this again. But I really want to just go and experience it. You know, Mississippi, it really doesn't snow here, and when it does snow, it's just like ice and like this much snow. I've been to Chicago on a flight layover when it snowed. My grandfather's family is from Chicago, so we did end up staying the night there. That's a long story by itself. But I was around all that snow, and boy, it's cold. It's cold. The snow is cool, but I just feel like it would be different actually being on vacation. Like, I want to go in a cabin and, you know, have on the snowsuit and do all of that stuff. And I want my girls to experience new things. And I feel like that's something only a few people get to experience in their life, like skiing and snowboarding. So I want them to do that, because who doesn't want for their child to experience things that they couldn't experience? Like, growing up, my mama and my grandma always said, you know, do better for your kids than your parents like do for you. Like, you always want each generation to like have a leg up and do better. You know, if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. Like I said, I've been rambling this whole video, but my goal for 2026 is to just keep moving forward. Like, everything on this list, these are big goals for me. And can I obtain some? Maybe. I mean, if I actually do the work, I think I can obtain them. Some of them, like I said, are dream goals. But I'm gonna push myself this year. I'm not gonna get in that slump again. But I'm also not gonna push myself to the max. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do what it takes to keep doing what I enjoy doing. But if you've made it this far, I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for following me on my journey. I don't know why. I mean, people subscribe because they like my content, but whether you're here for like the thrifting, the sewing, the Disney, just travel, or just my family videos in general, I thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy following me along in this journey and seeing my growth, because I really do truly enjoy making these videos. And even if nobody watches them, I still enjoy making them. And 10 years from now, aliens could be watching them right now, and I don't know, who knows, but I'm gonna keep making them. But like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.